Om Am I on?
Yes.
Om Anandamanandakaraprasannam Jnanaswarupam Nijabodharupam Yogendramidiyam Bhavarogya Vaidyam Shrimat Gurum Nityam Aham Bhajami. Om. Now I want you to do one thing. Shift this 6 inches to my left. Pull it towards yourself. I can't see the people at the back. Bus. Little more. You move out of the way. It's impossible to see everyone, but it's okay. It's okay. मैं सब आत्मजन को प्रणाम करता हूँ. I bow to the indwelling spirit residing in all of you, in all the Hamsa Parivar and the whole of humanity and the whole of creation. The indwelling spirit doth arise, does reside, and he confides in all of us that the ultimate secret who you have to seek is him who is at the core of your own being. Om Namah Shivaya. I'm first going to begin by telling you, relating to Kriya Yoga, how the Siddhanath Yoga Parampara, Siddhanath Kriya Yoga tradition stands. The soul cry of our yogic essence is that if earth peace is to herald the dawn of the new age, we must all realize humanity, our uniting religion. Breath, our uniting prayer. And consciousness, our uniting God. Humanity is our uniting religion, the religiere, which binds us. Religiere is the informing light of wisdom. Humanity itself is the only religion. There is no other religion in this world but humanity. If there is any one person less than humanity, then it's not a religion, it's a cult. So humanity is the only religion on earth. No choice, guys. Take it or leave it. And the soul founding religion, the soul exploring religion, and the soul realization religion. Humanity, our uniting religion. Breath, our uniting prayer. What is the prayer that connects the whole of humanity together? What is the connectus connecti of humanity? Is it Hail Mary, full of grace, Hail Mary? No. Because the Hindu will say no. I want Sri Ram Jai, Jai Ram Jai. But even that is not the connecting connector. That the Islamic person will say, I want, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasul. But then the Jewish person will differ, and that the Persian Parsis will differ. So I found that for the soul cry of humanity, it is the human breath, which is the common prayer, which is sung by humanity. As he inhales his breath, he sings the song of his existence. And as you exhale your breath, you sing the song of your existence. So the most beautiful song sung by humanity is the Va inhaled and the She exhaled. The Ha exhaled and the Sa inhaled. So humanity is our uniting breath. Humanity is our uniting religion. Breath, our uniting prayer. So that is the uniting prayer. And consciousness, awareness, our uniting God. That God, which has a name or a form, is different for every religion, cult, and creed. Your uniting God should have no name and no form. Then there will be no contradiction in your mind. Do you agree? Yes. The moment you have a name, I have a Krishna, you have a Ram, you have a Allah, you have a Buddha, it cannot be a uniting religion. So therefore I made this 11th commandment of the new century. Humanity, our uniting religion. Breath, our uniting prayer. And consciousness, which is pure awareness. It's a witnessing awareness. You want to know what consciousness is? Which is our uniting God? That all-pervading consciousness of stillness through eternity must of necessity proclaim its ultimate reality, composed of nothing, yet of which all else is sure composed. It stands supreme beyond all dreams, eternally reposed. This is what the uniting God is. And no one can vary. No one can vary in that. We are all on the same page, same funda. We are on the same humanity, the same breath, and the same. Be still and know that you are God. This is the ultimate finale sentence of all yogas, all religions, all creeds, all cults, all yogas and Kriya Yoga. The ultimate aim of the whole of humanity, nay, the whole of creation, is to be still and know that you are God. When the whole of creation stills into perfect purity, absolute isness of the zero, not zero, then the divine reality is expressed in its fullest bloom. So this is our soul cry of the Siddhanath Yoga Parampara. Now I will get on to our mission statement of Kriya Yoga. We are all the Hamsas. The Hamsa means the soul. Hamsa, that is, that thou art, I am he. So being the Hamsas, we are the divine soul, the divine consciousness. We, the Hamsas, are meditated to the furthering of human awareness. Simple. We are not meditated to Sri Ram or, Allahu Akbar or Jesus. We are meditating to the furthering of the God within us. The human awareness is the God within us. So I've cut out all religious cults, creeds, trappings, frills, bells, and shells. I've cast them and stripped you to the naked truth. What are you? Pure and naked awareness. Shuddha Parasattva. So all of us who do the Kriya Yoga, we are meditated to the furthering of not only our awareness, but to the furthering of human awareness. We, the Hamsas, are meditated to the furthering of human awareness. We, the Hamsas, are dedicated to serving humanity as our larger self. It's not me, me first. It's you, you, you. You know, like you go to a tanner's place, you take the goat, all the life, the goat is, what is it saying? Meh, 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 meh. Then when the goat is slaughtered or it dies and its skin goes for tanning, then the skin of the goat says, tung, 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 tung. It doesn't say meh, meh, it says tu, tu. So the goat here is the ego. You see? So when the ego is destroyed, then you think that God is all and you are not. At that time you become self-realized. We, the Hamsas, are meditated to the furthering of human awareness. We are dedicated to serving humanity as our larger self. And the third one is, we are devoted to new life awakening. What is new life awakening? The awakening of the Kundalini within you, which gives you new dimensions of God's truth. जीवन नया मिलेगा अंतिम चिता में जल के इंसाफ की डगर पे बच्चों दिखाओ चल के. So this was a song from the picture Jagrati, meant for children from 5 to 15 years of age. And our elders couldn't grasp it. It is such a Jeevan Naya Milega Antim Chita Me Jalke. You'll only get the new life awakening. You see, when you burn yourself in the ultimate ego dissolving fire. That is Antim Chita. इंसाफ की डगर पे बच्चों दिखाओ चल के ये देश है तुम्हारा नेता तुम ही हो कल के. So you can become a neta and a boss and a ruler of your own five senses, and your 100 billion or 200 billion body cells. You can be the monarch. If you are the monarch of your five senses and your ego, then you are the king of yourself. And you can rule supreme and free, liberated from delusion, illusion, and error of Maya, the deceptive world. So we, the Hamsas, are dedicated to new life awakening. For what? For earth peace healing. Through self-peace healing. Self-peace healing can happen how? How can it happen? By the practice of Kriya Yoga. So this is our soul cry. And our mission statement. Now let me go on to explain to you what all this story and fantasy and history and all this, the yoga techniques and fantastic advanced techniques of yoga and thousands of people learning different types of yoga. There's no such thing. In the highest sense, there is only one yoga, and it is called yoga, not yoga. Yoga. You go into yoga and you have many of these studio girls with those leotards and they're doing those fashion, this thing. I go to them also. They teach very well because their bodies twist better. 16, 18-year-old girls, what do you expect? But that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking of the merger of Jiva into Shiva. Jiva Shiva Chi Zadali Samadhi. Jiva Shiva Chi Jiva Shiva Chi Zadali Samadhi. So the Jiva and the Shiva have merged to become one. That's what it means. I wanted to include this in one of our chants, you know. Goraksha, Goraksha, Gorakhanathaya. Like this we have a chant, so I wanted to include this. So this is what we are all about. There is only one yoga. It is called yoga. The merger of the individual with the universal consciousness. The merger of Jiva with Shiva. The merger of the still point into eternity. The still point is the soul. Eternity is God. The unity of relativity and reality. The merger of mass into gravity and Shunya. So this is the bare minimum. I've stripped all your Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Shakti Yoga, all these yogas into one thing. As long as your endeavor is to merge your individual spark, the still point within you, into eternity, as long as it is your endeavor to merge the still point of Jiva with the universal Shiva, then whether you are doing Karma Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, or Jnana Yoga, or Mantra Yoga, or Lay Yoga, or Tantra Yoga, or Kriya Yoga, or any other yoga, you are doing, the effort and intent is the same. It is called Yoga, the merger of the still point into eternity, the merger of Jiva into Shiva, the merger of your individual soul into your cosmic beloved. This is what yoga is all about. This is the sum and substance. And here endeth my lecture for the whole year for you. You can mull on it and chew on it and flavor it and digest what I've said. Guru Nath, if yoga is so simple, then why is such a big dhakosla? Why such a big fuss over this yoga and that yoga and this yoga and this yoga? Why? It is because if I don't give you this and this, your mind will not pay attention. Your mind cannot unless understand simplicity. So I have to give you crooked techniques to straighten out your crooked mind. Because the mind is so complex. It requires this thing. My pillow there, the lamp is there, water is here, my glass, my mala. We have to do this to attract people, to create for them an atmosphere where their mind will be in tune. Now, the dhoop came, you know, the sacred smoke, how immediately your mind became very sober and sacred, didn't it? Yes. It was not a sweet smell, it's a spiritual smell. And immediately you feel, I'm in the sacred heaven of my home. And when he comes around, you take it with full faith that you are purified. It's a purification. It's one of the most purificatory odors, parimal, which we call it. So now I will simplify the Kriya Yoga by complicating a little more and more. As I complicate it and explain it, it will become simpler for you. If you ask me what is yoga and I just say, nobody will understand. Because your mind is a grasshopper mind. It is habituated to jumping from grass to grass, twig to twig, branch to branch. It's called the monkey mind. So, to calm the monkey mind, I must give it a monkey technique. Some rhythmic breathing, which you constantly keep the mind occupied till it exhausts itself and becomes still. When the mind is still, when the ripples of thought in your mind's lake become still, then you can see the moon of your delight in the crystal sky of the night. That moon of the delight is your Atma, who is in fact one with Paramatma. So do you see how it is? Let's now get down to what Kriya Yoga is. Kriya Yoga, suffice to say, yoga is an inner ascent through the spinal cord, of course. Kriya Yoga is an inner ascent through ever more refined and ever more expanded spheres of consciousness, ever more expanded spheres of mind, to get to the consciousness, to get to the God essence that lies at the core of your own being. Kriya Yoga is an inner ascent through ever more refined and ever more expanded spheres of mind to get to the God essence which lies at the core of your own being. Amen. Don't cough. Is this explanation very succinct and crystal clear? Now, how do we get about the inner ascent? Here come the techniques. But before the techniques, Kriya Yoga demands of us three basic things. To be a candidate for Kriya Yoga, there must be a basic fitness which is required of you, a basic conditioning. And that is three: Tapa, Swadhyay, and Ishwar Pranidhan. The candidate or the disciple who embarks upon the journey of the sacred to sacreds, of merging his jiva into Shiva, his soul into God, must have the first quality of tapa. He must be disciplined and practice self-directed austerities. That is tap. Get up at 6 in the morning, have your bath, sit in your holy sacred asana, facing the east. Then after you finish your morning meditation and dhyan and samadhi, then have your breakfast or lunch. So you regulate your life by a thing called tapa. The second discipline which is required of you is swadhyay, self-directed study, disciplined study of the self. This is all given in the sutras of Patanjali, the chapter on Kriya Yoga. Swadhyaya means self-study. Now, in order to study the self, which is covered by the mind, you have to have techniques which can purify and remove the veil of the mind from the splendor of the self. So, Swadhyaya is a self-directed study on the various layers of mind, the various purification techniques of the mind, which are known as dharana, dhyan, and the various forms of samadhi. The four basic forms of samadhi of the mind are four. Vitark, the samadhi of reasoning; Vichar, the samadhi of meditation; Anand, the samadhi of bliss; and Asmit, the samadhi of steady awareness of mind. Finally, merging into your still obedient ego. These are the four samadhis: Vitarka, Vichar, Anand, and Asmit samadhi, which is known as Savikalpa samadhi, where you feel me and all this world is one. Equilibrium. This is the study of the mind, Swadhyaya. After this, you drop the mind and the self studies the self. The jiva studies Shiva. That is the true samadhi. That is the true samadhi where there's nothing to catch on. There's no image of Krishna or Shiva or Ram. There's just a space. You are blank and you're going into a vaster awareness. No thought, no mind. A thought-free state of tranquil awareness expanding to eternity is a true samadhi, which is called Sahaj Samadhi or Asampradnyat Samadhi. Asampradnyat Samadhi. Swadhyaya. Then there's a third condition required. No matter how disciplined you are or how serious you are in your self-study, if you don't have a heart which can dedicate your all to God and Guru, then that energy becomes very difficult, that path becomes very difficult. It's not smooth flow. That's why the Sadguru, who represents Shiva, who represents the divine, must be given a total offering with all your hearts. By that I don't mean come and give me chocolates or Dharwadi pedas, not Dharwadi pedas. It is your offering that to do it regularly. Do your sadhana regularly. That is what is important. Ishwar Pranidhan, offering to the Lord God, offering with all your heart and soul, all that you have. The intake of my every breath I drink as nectar of thy love, O Guru and God, and let that nectar mix with every atom of my blood. In giving out my breath, I sacrifice my all to Thee, my health, my happiness, my pran, all at Thy lotus feet, O Guru and Shiva and God. This is called Ishwar Pranidhan, where you give everything sincerely to your Guru, not by showmanship, but by your internal practice. हमने हवाले कर दिया है हरदम का हर प्राण, शिव गोरख रहस्य बता दो अब तो जन्मर अनुसंधान. I have offered every breath of my breath's life to you, O Lord. And now teach me to rent the veil of both death and life and come to eternity, beyond birth and death. Teach me the mystery beyond birth and death. This is very, very important. This is called Ishwar Pranidhan, total surrender to the Almighty and your divine teacher. This is very, very important. हम गोरख में मन मगन मने और मरण की मौत को बीत करें. हम गोरख में मन मगन मने और मरण की मौत अमृतत्व बने. अलख निरंजन ओम शिवो. अलख निरंजन ओम शिवोम. So these are the three values of Kriya Yoga. Now the actual practice of Kriya Yoga, what is the actual practice? They are devices and techniques which are given to you. The central theme of Kriya Yoga is the pranic breathing in the Sushumna Nadi, that is in the spinale vertebrale. In the spinal cord, you do a spiritual breathing. Then there are other techniques that as you move your consciousness, there are three granthis, Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. These three granthis are so intense knots of pranic light moving that you have to do thokar kriyas in order to loosen them to let the consciousness ascend to the top of the head. These are the techniques. And then there are other techniques like Paravasta, where the Guru assists you to go into a state of samadhi. So these are the techniques of Kriya Yoga. They are very, very important. Unless a Sadguru gives it to you, it does not avail of much. It does not bear the fruit, it gives you the practice. But the spark comes from a living master to the living soul, the sleeping soul of the disciple. This is what I have to say about Kriya Yoga. These are the techniques. And there are further techniques of Samadhi, which are also there. There are further techniques. These are all techniques. And if you apply these techniques diligently, without fear, you reach the goal. Now, I'm going to take some question answers, after which we will have a break, 20-minute break, where if there are people outside the country, anywhere in the world who would like to join us in the celebration of Kriya Yoga on Hanuman Jayanti today. What does Hanuman mean? In short, I'll tell you. Hanuman means Kriya Yoga. That part of Kriya Yoga which has got to do with the breath is Hanuman. No, no, no. So the vital breath, who's carrying the soul and the mind and the intellect of Ram, Sita and Lakshman on his shoulder, is the pranic force of Hanuman. He is technically and scientifically known as the vital breath. He is an intensified, born of Pavan Putra Hanuman, born of Pavan Putra. First he was breath. When he was intensified, he became Pran, which is Hanuman. When Hanuman is further intensified, then he becomes the Kundalini Shakti, which is Shakti. And when that is further, then it intensified, it becomes pure consciousness, which is Ram. So do you see, in our whole body, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the Gita is played out in your own physical body. I'm just giving you a cursory, a brief note of this to touch upon this. But remember, I shall be with you as the presence. You shall not walk alone. To all those who practice sincere Kriya Yoga, I give you my word that I will breathe through your breath and be the light of the pran. Om Namah Shivaya. Questions? Questions?
There's one question on YouTube. Says, Gurunath, can you please share more insight on what is electron, proton, and neutron?
Now let's start with the YouTube. The YouTube is like your spine. The YouTube we are using, I wonder why they gave it the name YouTube. I wanted to pass an objection with the YouTube saying, hey, you've given away half our technique, we object. So call it W-tube or something. Because the spinal cord is like a YouTube. And within the YouTube, move the three qualities of each individual mixed of inertia, activity, and luminosity. That is Tama, Raja, and Sattva. All of us are made of a mixture of Tama Gun, Raja Gun, and Sattva Gun. Now the Tama Gun, to make you get a more concrete grasp of what I'm saying, the Tama Gun I have said in my writings and studies to give you a concretized idea of what you are made of. The Tama Gun, inertia, are the neutrons in your body. The Rajogun, which is activity, are the protons in your body, and they coalesce to form the ego in the heart center also. And the Sattva Gun, that is the luminosity, are the electrons in your body. The game changer is Kriya Yoga, because it transforms the protons to neutrons, neutrons to electrons, electrons to light, light to enlightened light, and enlightened light to God. Where here is the alchemy of Kriya Yoga in the parlance of scientific terminology. Kriya Yoga is an alchemy of total transformation, and it is playing with and dealing with electron, protons, and neutrons every moment of the time. The electron, protons, and neutrons, you are made of them. Those who have a majority of neutrons in them, they are tamogun. You'll see usually they're lazing and they're not very active. They'll be sitting by the TV having chips and very good brie cheese with this thing. All the decadent stuff, good stuff. But they will not be active. That's a lazy person, we call them. They are inertia of neutrons. Then you see another person active, they'll be constantly sweeping and this thing. And they'll be doing ashram work. All the time you'll see there, like Christine and Priyanka and many of you girls all the time, and boys also all the time active. They will have the Rajogun in them, activity. And then you'll see some guys going in the night, in the morning, the meditation to meditate. But then they find, why aren't we getting a meditation? Are we meditation logged? Like a water gets waterlogged? Yes, you are waterlogged with meditation. Then what do I need? What's the repair? Rajogun. Go out and have a game of badminton. Run up the hill. Go for hiking. And then in the evening, come back. When your metabolic threshold is calmed down, then meditate. So these are the basic techniques. And these techniques of Kriya Yoga, they purify the electrons, protons, and neutrons. And it's a lifetime's work, or many lifetimes, depending upon how you accelerate scientifically your journey towards God. And this I have explained clearly, because then you get to the subtler states of mind. Your body has electron, protons, and neutrons, but then your mind is also filled with electron, protons, and neutrons. What is that? What are these types of minds? every individual's mind is divided into 4 or 5 categories. One is known as the dumb mind, which is called mood. Then a slightly lighter mind, which is not dumb, which is called the kshipt mind. It can catch us on, but it can never be from one moment at one place. It's a fidgety mind. Then there is the third mind, which is subtler than mood and kshipt. It is called vikshipta. The mind is very sharp, it can carry on, and it can concentrate also and be very good, but not for a long time. It loses interest. Then after vikshipt is the mind you all are in when you sit before me. That is called ekagra. That is focused and one-pointed. Now the mind has become almost transparent. It is translucent. It's pure. It's listening to the Sadguru. The radiations coming from the Sadguru are penetrating its brain cells and purifying the mind of the disciple. And then the last stage is Niruddha, where the mind becomes transparent. These are the 5 states of mind: mood, kshipta, vikshipta, ekagra, and niruddha. Now we have to make our minds niruddha. The moment you go into a niruddha state of mind, you transit from ananda samadhi, leaving the ego behind, to asmit samadhi, which is sabikalp samadhi. Sab sansar ek saman. Everything is one. Then beyond this state of mood samadhi, when it lies without a thought, when your mind lies, there's not a ripple of thought in your mind's lake, and it is lying like a sleet of molten glass, then your mind, and it reflects the stars and the skies, then such a mind is called Niruddha mind. You can't do it on your own, but when I take you to Paravastha, you pass through Niruddha mind, where it's still I. Then you go transit from the Niruddha divine mind, which reflects God in all its glory of stars and all, but is not become God. Then when you break that ultimate cosmic delusion, you go into, from the divine mind, Niruddha, you go into divine consciousness, which is the ultimate goal, which is reality, Nirvan Niranjan Moksha. So that's how the electrons, protons, and neutrons in our body are regularly transformed day in and day out, step by step, night and day, doing our various activities. The healthful activities must accompany the spiritual activities. This is the explanation of the electron, protons, and neutrons.
Nath, there's another question from YouTube. How is Hanumanji related to Kriya Yoga?
I have just answered that question, but I will answer. I have already answered that question, that Hanumanji is the process of Kriya Yoga breathing. The pranic breathing in Kriya Yoga is Hanumanji. Ha, nu, ma, na. So that pranic breathing is Hanumanji. And when we do Kriya Yoga today, that is the best ways to love him and praise him. Of course, we get Imartis, we do Arti, that's all. Bhakti Yoga, they're lovely hymns to Hanumanji, no? But we do it in Kriya Yoga. Sabata. Sabata. है ना? Okay, leave it. So Hanumanji is praised in many ways through Bhakti Yoga, from the heart. Kriya Yoga is Hatha Yoga, And then when Hanumanji merges into Ram and becomes still in Paravastha, that is Hanumanji and Ram Alingan, that is Paravastha, that is Samadhi. And then the Bhakti Yoga. Today is Hanuman Jayanti. हटो हटो जाओ 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 टेप हो रहा है. So this is very important. You have to have both bhakti and shakti. Jaya 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Maharaj. Jaya 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Maharaj. तन में तुम्हारे शक्ति विराजे मन भक्ति से भीना. जो प्रभु तुम्हारे शरण में आए, जो प्रभु तुम्हारे शरण में आए, दुख दर्द हर दीना. हनुमत दुख दर्द हर दीना. महावीर तुम हम दुखियन के, तुम हो गरीब नवाज. हनुमत जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो महाराज. So while the satsang was on, my wife was telling me there's no time for Hanuman puja. I said, we'll do it in kriya. I said, don't worry, Hanumanji will give us the time. So I said, this song came up. I said, may as well do the Hanuman puja now. So we have all done the Hanuman puja today in this box. मातु सिया के तुम्हें वरदान, सुधान करो हनुमान कृपाला. मातु सिया के तुम्हें वरदान, सुधान करो हनुमान कृपाला. अंजनी चीर के लाज करो, मम काज करो नटराज के लाला. बेगी द्रबो कपि बेगी द्रबो, बिरदा बलि बाय तो करो कुछ ख्याला. जानता है जग माही सबों, बजरंग बली अति दीन दयाला. मातु सिया की तुम्हें वरदान, सुधान करो हनुमान कृपाला. I advise nobody should chant this because it's very powerful. It is called an आन. आन यानी किसी चीज की आन और बान और उसकी शक्ति और ताकत का वास्ता देना. इसकी कसम खाना. तो कसम नहीं खाना, ये कसम खाइए. और ये कसम कैसे खाइए? अंजनी की छीर की लाज रखो. So please keep the respect of your mother's milk. If you have drunk your mother's milk, then do this job for me. That's not to be said. That's why I said when I sing this, I must explain this. But only when you want to get moksha and merge into Ram or Shiva, then only sing this. Don't sing this for any material gains. Don't trouble Hanumanji. Don't say, if you're your mother's child, do this for me. अभी मेरे को कोई कहे तूने तेरे माँ का दूध पिया है तो I would get very wild up. I'd get riled up and I would do anything. So ऐसा नहीं कह. You should not do that. As a matter of fact, in olden days, when the warriors used to go, they used to swear by that. फिर घमासान युद्ध होता था और दो बेवकूफ लड़ते थे, which could have very well been done by negotiation. Like we are doing now, there's a world war of negotiations going on now. The costing and pricing of negotiation, that is the world war they must be meaning. It's a full-on world war. तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुझे बनाया. तो ये, it's an intelligent, and everyone will come about it. It's a genius move. You will see how it all comes through. So now This is the prayer of Hanumanji through Kriya Yoga, through Bhakti Yoga. With this, I will conclude our beautiful satsang with you beautiful people who I don't want to let go for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I will see you all. God bless and Godspeed. Om.